Optimistic, enormously optimistic about the potential for greater achievements this year and in the future. And I look forward to answering your questions today. Thank you very much. Yatikum Saha.
Good afternoon. My name is Hayat Ben Fatoum. I'm from Hayat TV. Thank you for having us today. And my question is, Algeria was always been an example for international diplomatic and always try to achieve the world peace and defend the rights of colonial countries on the world. And may I speak in Arabic? Yes, I will carry on. And بمناسبة الاحتفال بعيد الاستقلال كل من الجزائر والولايات المتحدة، أود التطرق للبلدان التي تعاني من الاستعمار على رأسها فلسطين، وعن التعاون الجزائري الأمريكي بخصوص هذه القضية.
So, Hayat, thank you for that very important question. It's one of the most prominent and important issues that we face in this very complicated world today. The United States and Algeria have closely collaborated and coordinated since Hamas attacked Israel last October 7th. The Secretary of State, Antony Blinken, and Algerian Foreign Minister Attaf have spoken 5 times by phone this year alone. The Algerian ambassador to the United Nations and the U.S. ambassador to the United Nations coordinate almost daily. And in fact, on June 10th, UNSCR 2735 was passed by the Security Council with the support of Algeria, the United States, and frankly, the entire international community. There's one holdout here, and that's Hamas. And so what the U.S. and Algeria also agree upon, not only an immediate ceasefire, but we also agree that there should be a 2-state solution. We also agree that Palestinians are in desperate need of humanitarian assistance. And I had the opportunity last week to thank President Tebboune for the efforts Algeria has undertaken to provide assistance to the Palestinian people. And so we're going to continue to work together and talk together and strive to achieve a peaceful and durable solution for the Palestinian people and for Israel.
السلام عليكم، مساء الخير. خليدة نيلة بن رحال من جريدة المجاهد ناطقة بالفرنسية. Si c'est possible, c'est bientôt la fin de votre mandat en Algérie. Est-ce que c'est possible de nous donner ou la présenter un petit bilan sur votre mandat ici en Algérie? Merci de me répondre.
Okay, thank you so much. So we don't actually know when the end of my mandate is, of course, because we have a complicated ambassadorial process in the United States that involves the nomination by the president and a confirmation by the U.S. Senate. And so this sometimes can take more time than it would in many other capitals. So until the Senate confirms my successor, I'm here, thrilled to be here. Every day in Algeria is a gift, and I will continue to work every day on the U.S.-Algeria bilateral relationship. But let's talk a little bit about what's happened since February 2022, since I got here. We've had a lot of senior level engagement. The Secretary of State came, the Deputy Secretary of State has come twice. We've had other multiple high level engagements between our 2 countries. So from a political perspective, we're speaking to each other at every level. We've had our 2 presidents have an exchange for the first time in more than 2 decades. The US president and the Algerian president had a face-to-face exchange in Bari, Italy. On the economic front, we have more than 100 U.S. companies operating in Algeria, and we have expanded, especially in food security, by obtaining a certification from the Ministry of Agriculture. On 2-way trade alone, we're at $4 billion. So I think that the number is a little bit higher than what you mentioned. Thanks for the question.
Bonjour. Lamia Mamèche, Algérie 360. Merci pour l'invitation. Alors, j'ai 2 petites questions que je vais essayer de mettre en une seule. Alors, la première, c'est quels sont les principaux défis auxquels sont confrontées les relations algéro-américaines? Comment éventuellement pouvons-nous surmonter et renforcer davantage ce partenariat? Et ma petite question, c'est un peu, on va dire, en tant que femme, qui la pose, en tant que femme ambassadrice, quel est votre message et votre vision pour l'autonomisation des femmes en Algérie et la région?
Okay, those are two big questions, Lamia. Let me see what I can do to put them all together. So the lines of effort between the U.S. and Algeria are really in the economic space that we've talked a bit about, in the cultural space. So not only English language learning that we've talked a little bit about, but also cultural protection. And in fact, this summer, we are renewing our memorandum of understanding with Algeria to continue our cultural protection and cultural preservation with Algeria in partnership for the next 5 years. So in other words, we've gone through the first 5-year mandate, we're renewing it because we're both very satisfied with the work we've been able to do together. That's a really important piece that impacts the heritage of both of our countries and our ability to know where we came from. And on regional stability, on dealing with the challenges that we face as countries in the world, the U.S. and Algeria spend a lot of time talking to each other, not only about what's happening on the African continent, but what's happening between Israel and the Palestinians, what's happening in other parts of the world. We talk to each other. We don't necessarily have the same views, but that's great to be able to discuss with each other what our views are and to be able to try to forge a path forward on each of the issues. We don't have to see each other exactly eye to eye to better understand each other. And whether you're talking about regional stability, the economy, cultural preservation, English language learning, or diplomacy, when you bring women to the table, you increase your capacity by 100%. And so the United States, as a universal human value, will continue to promote equity in all fields, because it's important that voices be heard with varying perspectives and that we have the chance to hear each other and understand each other better. If we have the chance to listen to each other and hear different perspectives, we're all going to benefit from that. How's that? Close enough.
Bonjour, Sylvie Ategle du Jeune Indépendant. Donc, en termes de coopération économique, comment d'abord qualifiez-vous cette coopération et quels sont les secteurs qui intéressent le plus les États-Unis d'Amérique? Vous avez parlé du volume des échanges commerciaux qui sont au niveau de 4 milliards de dollars. Donc, qu'est-ce qu'il y a une volonté d'augmenter ce niveau?
So, Leila, your question about the economy is the question that takes up the majority of my time as the U.S. ambassador in Algeria, because it's my #1 priority. It's my #1 priority to expand our economic collaboration across the entire sphere. Whether you're talking about agriculture, whether you're talking about industry, telecommunications, healthcare. Did you know there are 10 healthcare companies operating in Algeria, from the U.S.? There are more than 100 companies in all kinds of sectors. So I want to push that. I want to continue to augment the number of U.S. companies that are here. Whether it's renewable energy or it's production of tractors in Constantine, whatever it is, I want us to be doing more. I would like